Hey everybody, this video is going to talk about the graph, domain, and range of an exponential function. We're told to graph the function g of x equals 4 to the x plus 2. We can do this in two different ways. One way is to plug in points, and another way is to use this. And these are the transformations that we talked about in previous videos. We use to graph exponential functions, or we can use. So if we have an a in front of our base, this is usually a b because it's called the base of our exponential function. If a is less than 0, or if a is negative, it reflects across the x-axis, very similar to other transformations we've talked about. It's going to be shrunk vertically if a is less than between 0 and 1, and it's going to be stretched vertically if absolute value of a is greater than 1. Alright, so for the x minus h portion, if h is greater than 0, we're going to shift to the right, and if h is less than 0, we're going to shift to the left. Because if it's less than 0, that would mean we have x plus a value, but we have to have x minus a value when we're talking about our shifts. If k is more than 0, it's going to shift up, and if k is less than 0, it's going to shift down. So let's go ahead and use that on this function. If I consider 4 to the x, okay, if I plug in 0, I'm going to get 1. Alright, if I plug in 1, I'm going to get 4. So I'm going to have a point at 0, 1, and 1, 4. But x plus 2 tells me that I'm going to shift left 2. So this point right here, which was at 0, 1, I'm going to shift to the left 2. Same with this point at 1, 4, I'm going to shift to the left 2, which puts me at negative 1, 4. And then I didn't shift up or down at all. And I know my graph of 4 to the x has an asymptote at y equals 0. So that means my function is going to approach this 0, that asymptote like that, and then go up. And there is my graph of g of x. But also, let's go ahead and talk about the domain and range of this function. The domain of this function, well, I can go from all the way to negative infinity, and this part where it goes up is going to keep going on to infinity. So my domain is going to go from negative infinity to infinity. And then my range, I'm going to approach 0, y equals 0, but I'm never going to get there. So my range is going to go from 0, and then it goes up, so it's going to go to positive infinity. And that is how to do the graph, domain, and range of exponential functions.